Have you ever done it before to the left, that green box?
Oh, green box. Okay.
Yep. And then when you just want to, you can either re-click that green box or you may have something on the top that says exit screen share.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And we are live now. Just waiting for the viewers to pile on. I'm going to go check and make sure everyone's good in the groups.
Awesome.
Cool. Yes, you can watch from your phone. Everybody. Hey. Hi, viewers. Sorry, I was all up in the groups, making sure that we were good. We're going to give everyone, well, we usually give till 12:33, which it is, but they're still climbing, so give it a minute.
It's always so weird versus Zoom. I can't see anybody.
I know. There's pros and cons for sure.
Talking to myself, preaching at myself.
That works for me too sometimes because, like, we teach what we most need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So just looking at yourself, telling yourself what to do, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
All right. Minimize. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started. Guys, thank you so much for joining on the team call, the DFG team call. We have one of my favorite people hosting the call. She's a DFG regular. She's a call host regular because she rocks. Thank you so much for always volunteering yourself. But for you guys who don't know, this is Olivia Seline. She's like I'm not going to call her protege because she's like everything on her own, but I swear I see so much of myself in her in the way that she talks and hosts and feels and delivers. Like, she's just so cool, and I love watching her do amazing things in this business, and she does. And not only does she do amazing things, but she also rolls with the punches and accepts the not so amazing things. We were just talking before we went live on this call, and she's like, man, she's willing to do whatever it takes. She's an entrepreneur. It's not instant gratification. And, I hope that every listener on here realizes that this is not just a fill in the blank overnight successful business pops up. This takes work and it takes heart, and a big part of that's challenge groups. Segue. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Olivia and let her deliver. Thanks so much, guys, for being on. Thank you, Olivia, for hosting. Love you, girl.
For having me. All right, guys. So let's see. I am going to go ahead and get started. So I did something that I don't normally do, and I made slides. I'm not a slide person, so if it doesn't seem like me, that might be why. Just give me feedback, I guess, because like Lindsay said, I like to host calls, and I've gotten feedback people want slides so that we maybe all stay on track a little bit better, but I also want to deliver. So if I get lost in my own notes, then you might see me cancel the slides because then I just need to see you guys. But basically, like Lindsay said, I'm a DFGer, and I have learned everything from this team, and this business has done incredible things in my life. It has not been easy by any means, and it just takes having that attitude that you're never going to give up. And a huge part of that is in our challenge groups and being that example for our challengers. I know for me, when I started, challenge groups were awesome. It was a huge part of why I've stuck with what I've done for so long. This month is my 2-year anniversary with Beachbody, and I started in a challenge group as a challenger, like most people do. I got a program, I got Shakeology when I couldn't afford it, and I just plugged into a challenge group. My coach had daily challenges for us. She had a prize that she was giving away, like a little cookbook at the end, and I didn't even know what it all meant, but I was like, I want that cookbook. I'm going to get that cookbook because I'm competitive, so I wanted to be the winner of the challenge. So I was there every day. I was showing up. And guess what? I got results. I did the 21-day fix. I drank my Shakeology like nobody's business. I checked in every day. I encouraged other people along the way. And I shared my journey on social media. And it was instant. I was like, I have to be a coach. I have to pay this forward because I'm obsessed with it. So something that I want to remind you of is that our challenge groups is really where it all starts. And it's so easy to get caught up in this isn't working and the app sucks and this, and we all have these like negative things that happen. But I want to remind you that you just have to change it up. You just have to get creative and try new things and see what works for your audience, because what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. We're different. We all bring something different to the table. We have different personalities. We have different styles. We have different encouragement styles as well. So take your strengths, take what you're good at, team up with other coaches on your team, and decide that your challenge groups are going to be awesome. Wake up every day and affirm it that these challenge groups are going to change lives. It's going to be incredible, and it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to try to screen share. Let's see how this goes. Let's see. Let's see if it lets me. Here we go. Okay, can you guys see that? Well, now I can't see you. Yeah? Okay, cool. Thumbs up. Okay, so this is the Extreme Makeover Challenge Group Edition. That was a show that I really liked watching, the home edition, so I thought we'd do a challenge group edition today. And I just want to remind you that our job as coaches, you guys, is to show up in these challenge groups. This is where it all starts. This is where you have those transformations that happen. This is where you get referrals. This is where you find your rock star coaches. These groups matter. You need to wake up every day and show up in your challenge group and not just half-ass it, not just copy and paste and throw a template up there. You need to be there to serve other people in whatever way you can, and you have to help them see their goals through. So throughout this whole like slide presentation I have for you guys, all of these ideas are not mine. I watched a training at Summit with Chelsea Pearson and Allie Upham. I'm not sure if anyone saw that one, but it was amazing. And they talked about how to coach your challengers to lifelong results and lifelong transformations. And it was incredible, and it woke me up in so many ways. So I combined this with things I've learned from other top coaches and different YouTube videos I've watched in the past, and what ideas I'm going to be implementing into my challenge groups moving forward to really make sure through the rest of the year and into next year, they're the best that they can be. So as a coach, I really look at our job as equipping people, empowering people, encouraging people, and inspiring people. That is what we do. And so what is our job? To get those people that are trusting us as their coach, help them get results. So I'm going to go to the next slide. Can you still see this when I go like this? Yeah, okay, cool. I can't see anyone's faces. So like, I feel like I'm talking at a computer screen, and my phone is submerged in rice because I dropped it in water this morning. So I can't check my phone like if someone was messaging me. So what did your day one look like? That's the first question that I want to ask you. When you started in your first challenge group, what did day one look like? What were your fears? What were your hesitations? What did your coach, how did they get you started? What did you like about how they got you started? What did you not like about how they got you started? Really dig deep into putting yourself into those person's shoes of, okay, how did I feel when I was first starting out? And think about all of those things, because that matters. That matters in how you deliver, because that is what's going to make you a good coach or a not so good coach. It's what's going to set you apart is how you get people started. So here are, I'm going to give you 6 different tips for getting people started in your challenge groups and helping them on that day one. The first is pave the road ahead. This is all about setting expectations, you guys. You cannot expect people to show up if you're not even telling them when to show up or where to show up or how often to show up. You have to set the expectations. So whether you're doing a welcome email or a welcome video, whatever that looks like for you, whatever is your style and your personality, I want you to do that, and I want you to own it. You have to communicate with your challengers what you're expecting of them, and also give them an idea of what to expect from you. My challengers know that they're going to get a weekly check-in every single Monday. That's going to be an email that's going to ask them what went well from the week before. It's going to ask them what we can improve on going into the next week, what their main focus is, what they're struggling with, and we're going to talk about it. Every Monday, they get an email from me, and they can expect that. I tell them in a welcome video exactly what to expect when they get their challenge packs if there's no questions. They're going to know what those little 2 orange containers are for when they get their container system. They're going to know what the DVDs and the booklet and all of that. So if something's missing from their challenge pack, they can ask me about it because they know exactly from my welcome video what to expect and what the challenge group is going to look like. Another thing you can ask them when they're first getting started and you're paving that road is, what does success look like to you? So what are they looking for? What is going to happen? What's it going to look like for them when they reach success? Because it's going to look different for all of us. So if one of my challengers just tells me, I just want to get up earlier and press play on my workout before the kids get up, that means I can hold her accountable in that way. I know she's going to feel successful when I help her get up before the kids get up and get her workout done. Number 2, you're going to give them mile markers. So you need to have a way to track their progress. Now, every coach coaches differently, so I don't want you to think that you have to require stat check-ins if that's not your jam. But really though, like, why don't we? And I'm totally guilty of this. I am so bad at just being like, okay, yeah, it's fine. You don't take your before photos. It's cool. But like, what kind of coach am I if they're not even going to send me a before photo, or they're not even going to agree to take them and store them in their phone until they have an after photo? I know for me, when I started, before photos were not fun by any means. Like, do you guys all remember how scary that was when you took your before photos? It's terrifying because you're taking this photo and you're scared, A, that it's going to get sent to someone. That's like was always my fear. Or B, like, what if you don't change, right? But we also know how empowering those before photos are. And we know that when we have them, that we're going to be able to track our progress. So I do, and I've started to require stat check-ins before I'll even add them to my group. I need to have, or at least know that they took their before photo, their before measurements, and they're ready to go. You can do weekly check-ins with stats. So like what we're doing in our country heat test group right now is Saturdays, where on Saturdays, we take our measurements, we take our weight, we take our pictures, and we check in, we share non-scale victories, whatever it might be. Require those stat check-ins because that's gonna be a mile marker. That's gonna have them know where they are in this exact moment, what's going well, what's not. If I know someone is super bloated all the time and they're eating tons of dairy and every week after week after week, their pictures aren't changing, I might encourage them to take dairy out for a little bit and see if that might be a problem area. How can I be your coach if you're not even going to share a picture with me or share your stats with me or let me know what your goals are? We have to be there and we have to show up for them in that way. So Allie Upham, top coach, she kicks them out of her group if they don't send their check-ins. She kicks them straight out because she's like, how can I be your coach? And she asked us in this training, she's like, what are you afraid of in asking them to send you their photos? Like, what are you truly afraid of? And she's like, are you afraid of offending them? Because who cares? Like, you signed up for me to be your coach. And if you know Allie, you know she's super, super sweet and like in a super loving way. Like, don't be rude about it. But you need to be that accountability for them. And part of that is check-ins. For a while, I had hired a coach and I had like done macros and stuff with her. And she required weekly check-ins if she wanted to go forward, if she wanted to know, like, okay, so how are we going to change things this week? I had to send her my stats. I had to send her where I was at and what was going well and what wasn't so that she could know if we needed to change anything moving forward. So that's just what a coach does, you guys. And trust me, you're going to get slack and people aren't going to want that. But if they are truly ready to change, it's going to be part of it. So whether you're going to do weekly check-ins or monthly check-ins or before and after a challenge, whatever it might be, do what works best for you and your style, but make sure you're holding people accountable. Number 3, set your cruise control. So this was a big one. You need to be predictable and consistent in your challenge groups, especially if you're getting low engagement. Like, one of the number one reasons that I know my groups get low engagement sometimes is because I'm not being predictable. People don't know when to check in. People don't know what time to set aside in their day to check into the challenge group, because sometimes the post was up at 6 a.m. Sometimes the post was up the night before. Sometimes the post wasn't up till 12 p.m. Like, you have to be predictable and consistent so people know when they can check in and have that planned focus time to be involved in the challenge group. If they don't even know when the post is going to be up for the day, they're going to get frustrated and they're going to stop. So make sure that you are being predictable and consistent. Set that alarm on your phone or schedule your posts in Buffer or do whatever you got to do to make it happen where you're going to be in the group at predictable times. For my challenge group, we do a weekly Zoom call. Do people show up? Not always, but they know that I'm predictable. They know that at Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Time, Olivia is going to be on Zoom and the link is in the challenge group. Whether or not people show up, I don't care. It's more so just for my consistency so people know that I'm going to be there and I'm consistent. Even if one person shows up, that one person's going to get my undivided attention for 30 minutes because I planned and I was predictable in making that time all about that person. So know when you're going to be posting in your challenge groups, know when you're going to be checking into your challenge groups, make it consistent, and let the people that you're running a group with know. I know for me, sometimes I feel awkward when I'm running it with other coaches because I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, but at the same time, like, you need to establish boundaries and set those rules. So let the coaches know that you're running it with, this is what time the post needs to be up every single day. It needs to be up at this time. This is what we're doing. This is what it's going to look like, because your challengers deserve to know what's going on. Number 4, get out of the passenger seat and be the driver. Lead by example. Be your very best challenger. How many of us go completely MIA sometimes, or we go backwards on our journey, or we check out of the challenge group because we're frustrated because we're not getting results? That's what is going to happen. And it's okay. You're human, but don't leave the group. Like, you have to be leading from the front and you have to be driving the car. You have to be the one that is showing up and expecting other people to do the same thing. If you're not even showing up, why the heck is your challenger going to check in? Because they're like, well, my coach isn't even here. Like, who cares? No one even knows if I don't show up. You need to be there. You need to be posting your workouts, your Shakeology, what you're eating, encouragement, personal development, anything that you can to better these people's lives that have trusted you as their coach. You need to be showing up for them. So you need to be the one that is in there first thing in the morning and is cheering people on and is being that very best challenger. Does that mean being perfect? No, none of us are perfect. That happens. We all mess up. But when you mess up, you better freaking share it in your group so that people know, like, oh, dang, she messed up tonight, but she's still going. Okay, and they're going to take that as a cue and they're going to keep going as well. So those of you who follow Chelsea Pearson know that her and her team kind of revamped things the beginning of this year. They were feeling really frustrated and kind of stuck. And they noticed that a huge part of it was because they weren't dedicated to their own fitness journeys. And so what did they do? They did something about it, and they became their very best challengers, and they all recommitted to their own health and fitness journeys, their very own transformation. They worked on that second transformation, that second challenge, because it's so easy to get into a rut with our business and with our fitness, and to just kind of coast along and then be sharing the same exact before and after. Every single time we share a transformation on our page, we have to be constantly getting better. And again, this doesn't mean being perfect, because trust me, my after in March was better than my after in May, and that happens, but you have to be willing to recommit and to be public about that and to be that challenger that you want to have. So what did Chelsea and her team do? They created a hashtag called We Do Fitness First, and I think that is so cool, and they just blew it up on social media. And they recommitted to their own journeys. My success partner, Crystal, her and her team Revival did the same thing this year. They committed to their health and fitness journeys. They had a challenge group just for their coaches, and they pushed each other just as if it was their first challenge group. And they worked on getting those second transformations that are so important and so vital to our business. So make sure you are leading from the front. Number 5, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot run on fumes, you guys. You have to take care of yourself first. I don't even go into my inbox until my personal development is done for the day, because what can I give if I haven't even filled my own cup first? You have to be protecting your time and your energy, and that starts in your challenge groups. How many of you have been so sucked into a challenge group or into social media or into your inbox, and you're there for hours on end and you're empty? And you're just frustrated and you're like ready to kill everyone because you're like, oh my gosh, if my messages don't stop going off, like I'm going to freaking lose it. I've been there. I still get there sometimes, but I have to remember that I have to protect my time and energy. I'm still a person. You're still a person. Just because we're a coach doesn't mean we're superwoman. We still need to take care of ourselves first. So make sure you set a limit for yourself. Don't be in your challenge group all day, every day, because you're going to be exhausted. Allie was talking about at Summit, her and her coaches, she says 2 a day, 2 times a day. She has 30 minutes dedicated in the morning and 30 minutes dedicated in the evening every single day to be in her challenge group, be encouraging and cheering people on and answering questions and being there for them. but no more than 2 a day, because she said she was just ready to die. And that is when you're going to lose engagement, because people are going to sense that. You need to give your very best you in the focus time that you dedicate to your challenge group. Make sure you're aware of your verbiage. How many times have we said like, oh, I'm available 24/7. You can get a hold of me anytime, and we're answering messages at 11:30 p.m. at night, and we're up early in the morning answering messages back at 3 a.m. and oh my gosh, it's dinner and my phone buzzed and I have to get back to it. You're teaching people how to treat you when you do that. And I'm not saying there's going to be times where you're answering messages at like the perfect time every day, but when your phone buzzes, it is not the end of the world if you do not answer that message right in that exact second. Now, you may lose people from that. There might be people that say, well, screw it, I'm going to go find someone else who will answer me. But if you're going to protect your time and your energy, you have to know that I will get back to them. And even if it's just a couple minutes, take a deep breath, think about why you're doing this, think about how you're going to serve this person, and then answer that message, or get to it when it's in your time that you've devoted every day to part of your power hour to answer messages. It doesn't have to be all the time, all day long, because you're going to run yourself into the ground. So if you're not going to be available 24/7, don't say you're going to be available 24/7. And that's the thing I had to learn. I was noticing in my like challenge pack description, I said like my coaching 24/7. And I was like, oh dang, like I'm not committing to 24/7. I'll give you a couple hours a day, but that's about all I can do. So make sure that you are making that very clear in your expectations in that first part we talked about. Also make sure that you are not answering every single question every single time. What I mean by that is it's okay to encourage someone when they send you a question that's in your challenge group and say, that is an awesome question. Do you mind posting that in the challenge group so that other people can see the answer too? Or do you mind posting that in the team page and we can have everyone else see the answer too? It's okay if you're not answering every single question, because what you're doing is you're giving them ownership and you're empowering them to feel like they can answer their own question, A. Or B, you're empowering someone else in that group who's just waiting to be a leader and is going to step up and answer that question for them, because maybe it's not in your time to check into the challenge group when they ask that question. But then later when you go back, you're probably going to see that someone else already answered it. If they haven't, then answer it. But if they have, you're empowering people and you're giving them ownership, and that's big. So focus on the people in your challenge group in the moment that you're in the challenge group. Do not let them run your entire day. And I mean that with love and everything in me. And we are servants. That's what we do as coaches, but we can't run ourselves into the ground. So protect yourself, protect your time and your energy. Number 6, build guardrails, set communication boundaries. So again, when someone asks you and you're getting that same question over and over and over again, like how much milk do I mix with my Shakeology? That's an awesome question. Can you post that in the group so other people can see the answer? Because then guess what? That question's going to be there, and the other 6 people who are thinking the same thing can all see that someone else has that question, and it builds camaraderie and teamwork, and it helps us all kind of link arms and build this team and this family. So again, you teach people how to treat you. If you're going to answer their every beck and call at every single second of every single day, you're going to not only become tired and weary and empty, but you're also teaching them that that's okay. And you're showing them that when they sign up as a coach, because they're going to want to pay it forward, they have to be available at every second of every day. And trust me, you guys, that was such a hard lesson for me to learn, because I want to be there all the time for them, because that's what I would want from my coach. But I also had to realize that it's okay to like breathe for a minute and to not let this run my life, because it's a blessing. This life by design is something that we all want, and we have to create that. And we have to learn that it's okay to tell people, not right now. Just take a deep breath, and they will answer, and that question will still be there when you're back to yourself and you're back to be giving them your very best. So the rules of re-engagement. How many of us have had challenge groups that are complete duds? And I will say I have one that unfortunately is happening right now. And it's normal. And no matter how long you are in this business, you're going to have those challengers that go MIA, or those groups that are just so quiet you could hear a pin drop. And it's going to be like, maybe I should just shut this group down. Maybe I should just, throw in the towel and walk away from it. And my first encouragement for you is do not do that. You have to follow it through. You have to stay consistent. You have to continue to show up every day, because there are people watching, and you're setting a precedent for what kind of coach and leader you're going to be. So here are some rules of re-engagement. Tip number 1, recognize that it's not you, it's them. And here's what I mean by that. you need to still self-evaluate. You need to still self-reflect. You need to take responsibility for what is your fault. And if you're not showing up consistently, that's your fault, and you need to recognize that, accept it, and choose to be better than that. However, if you're doing everything that you can and you've done your very best and you go to bed every night feeling like you just kicked ass in that challenge group and you're like, I am giving my all, is it not good enough? No, it's not you, it's them. It might just be the group of people that you have at the moment, or maybe it's just a really small group, or maybe it's the time of year, or maybe it's something else. But sometimes it is us and there are things we need to change, but a lot of the time it's just them. And you just need to find ways to re-engage them and find ways to connect with them and find different ways to serve them that might look very different than the last challenge group that you ran. So be okay with being critical of your work, but do not be critical of yourself. Be critical of your work, not of yourself. It's not you. It's probably either the work that you're doing or it's them. And so you need to breathe and decide to move forward from that. Number 2, you need to reach out and connect with their why. And this can be kind of a gut check for you. Maybe you don't know their why. Maybe you never got to know their goals deep enough to be able to even ask them how those goals are going. And this is something that I do with all of my challengers now after I learned this the hard way. I have them fill out a questionnaire form that I actually think is one of Katie Hefner's from a training or a group a really long time ago, some template I found somewhere in DFG. But basically, I just get to know them and I ask what their biggest struggles are and their biggest obstacles from reaching their goals in the past. And I ask them what their why is and what their goals are and what they want to accomplish and what they're expecting of me. And so when they go MIA, I can reach out and I can say, girl, what happened? Like, where are you? What can I do to help get you back to where you want to be? And you need to reach out and actually find them. You cannot just rely on your group to be the sole reason that they're going to keep coming back, right? You need to be showing up for them, even if it's one-on-one. And I'm not saying you have to Zoom every single person or get on the phone with every single person, because I realize that's not realistic and these groups are a huge part of what we do, but you still need to connect with them one-on-one and get to know their why and never let them forget it. It's the same thing that we do with our coaches. It's just with our challengers. Number 3, recommend personal development. So after I've reconnected with them, I'm getting to know their why, and I ask them, what's the number one thing that's stopping you? That's a question Chelsea gave us. What's the number one thing that is stopping you? And they might not answer right away. They might answer like a month or 6 months or maybe a year from now. I just had a challenger recommit after taking like a year off. But then they bring their biggest struggle and they bring why they have fallen down before, and you can recommend personal development. It's the same thing I do with my coaches. If they're struggling, I'm going to encourage them to read more personal development. And something that Crystal has done with her team is they actually do personal development in every single challenge group now. They have a book focus. So they did the You Are a Badass in their Badass Boot Camp. They're doing a Miracle Morning one right now. And you can do something like that. I'm going to try it this month and see how it goes. But recommend them that they read something. I mean, books are like $10 on Amazon, you guys. It's not that hard to get connected with a personal development book that could be the game changer for them in changing their mental health and their mindset and helping them actually stick with something. So my favorite book to recommend to everyone, hands down, is You Are a Badass. All of you know that if you've seen my calls before, but be okay with recommending them something, or a podcast or a YouTube video that really spoke to you. Maybe it's an Eric Thomas video. His videos are bomb and they make me cry every time. And so maybe it's something like that. I just send them that and I say, I want you to watch this and then connect with me when you're done and let's dig deeper. Show them that you're there for them and show them that you're there to help them change their life. Number 4, rewrite their plan. So again, kind of from the beginning with what your day one looked like, you have to think when people are struggling, when people go MIA, what kind of coach would you want in that moment? And you have to help them. Some people need every single piece of the freaking puzzle put together with like this perfect glue and all of these things to just be like perfectly lined up for them on a silver platter. And while that's not totally realistic and totally possible at all times, as their coach, you can put things out for them and you can lay it out for them. Is their workout program not engaging them? Are they like completely, maybe it's an extreme program and they're just not meeting up to those standards, so they've gone MIA on you and we need to start with a different program. Or maybe it's their nutrition. Maybe they're really struggling with how to make this work when their husband's not on board. Or maybe it's just that they can't get their butt out of bed in the morning and they've gone MIA on you because it's easier to just walk away than to come clean and share what's going on. So when you've reconnected with their why and you know what their struggle is and what's stopping them, you have a chance to rewrite their plan, recommend a different workout program, or give them some recipes, or again with the personal development, help them press restart on their goals and on what they're struggling with, and let them know that it's okay to mess up. It's okay to fall down. We all do it. But what are they going to do to get back up and to keep moving forward? So our job, again, as coaches, is to get a response from people. You have to get a response from them. So if someone goes MIA and you don't do any of these things, okay, so what are you doing? Like, that was it? Like, you just signed them up for the Success Club points? Or, like, really, why did you sign them up if you're not even going to be there for them? It's your job to go find them. And you have to do that in whatever way it's going to work for them. So Allie and Chelsea were talking about it, and it was like this like huge light bulb moment for me. I was like, oh my gosh, I do that, but like not in a way of like I would know if someone goes MIA, and especially with how big your groups get eventually. Are you tracking people? And not that you have to track their every single post every single day or have to be super tedious like that. I get that that's not totally realistic and possible for everyone. However, are you tracking them to the point where you know if someone goes MIA and you know when you haven't heard from someone in a couple days? Allie says that she will straight up tag you the next day if you never posted the day before. She'll tag you the next day in a post in the challenge group. If you still haven't shown up, she's going to send you a voice message and she's going to ask you what's going on over there. I noticed that you're not in the group. How can I help? If they still don't answer, she's going to try a different means of communication, and she's going to try sending them a text, or she's going to try calling them and leaving them a voicemail. And if they still are not there, then she's going to leave the door open for them. So then she'll get with them later. Number 5, leading me into that, remember to leave an open door. People are asking you to hold them accountable, you guys, and sometimes it's not the right time in their life. Maybe they thought that they were ready and we've done everything that we can and we're just beyond frustrated. It's okay to just send them one final message after you've tried different ways and just say, hey, I love you and I'm so excited for you and I know that this is going to change your life. However, I realize it might not be the right time right now, and that's okay. I want you to realize that when you are ready, I am here. Please reach out to me. You will always, always, always have me as support and have a spot in our challenge group whenever the time is right for you. And bless and release it. So you went from tagging them, you went to a voice message, you went to a text message, you tried another form of communication, maybe an email or a phone call. And then if you still don't hear from them, bless and release. Let them know that the door is always open so that they don't feel like a total failure, and tell them that you'll still always be there for them. But then guess what? You're stuck with me for life. That's exactly what Allie said. That's exactly what I say now. You're stuck with me for life. When you're ready, I've got your back, but I need you to be ready. And so just let me know when that is, and just bless and release. Do not let them take up space in your brain. Do not give that any more energy. Bless and release. Don't be too hard on yourself because it's not always you, and just let it go. And then when they're ready, they're going to come back. For me, I have a list of those challengers who have canceled or gone MIA on me and I still can't get a hold of them. And every couple months, I'll just send them an email and I'll just let them know of my next group coming up, and I'll just let them know if they're ready, they can jump back in whenever they're, the time is right for them. And I just always try to keep a little bit of something there, but I don't let it consume my every thought. And number 6, what you focus on expands. So again, let it go. Focus on those challengers who are showing up, those coaches that are showing up, those people who you think like, oh, they're rock stars. They don't need me. You guys, they do need you. You're their coach. So you have to make sure that you are focusing on them. Focus on those rock stars. Recognize the crap out of them. And keep equipping and empowering and encouraging and believing in them, because it matters and they are going to keep your business and your community and your family growing and thriving and moving forward, so that when those re-engagement people do come back and the time is right for them, they have a place to go that is actually still thriving and is still growing. You have to focus on the rock stars and let the other ones go when they decide that the time is not right for them. So here are some ideas to implement, just some different things that I have either found through trainings or I've tried. The first one is themed days. So For us, we tried that this past time where we do like motivational Mondays, tasty Tuesdays, wisdom Wednesdays, and we have a more of a theme for every day so people could kind of know what to expect from us. I think video is awesome, and I hate that in the app you can't go live yet, but I do believe it's coming because Beachbody is always 10 steps ahead of where I'm at. So if I'm thinking about it, they probably have already put it into the works is how I usually feel. So video probably will be coming, but in the meantime, start a YouTube channel. Like every top coach has a YouTube channel, and that's where everyone can learn from. And it gives you content to go back and reuse. And people might find you from YouTube and really vibe with you and really connect with your personality and your energy. And that's awesome for growing your team and really establishing who you are and what you're about. You could do mini challenges. So like you could have like a 10-day ab challenge in the midst of your 30-day challenge, or you could have, let's all go this whole week with drinking an extra bottle of water every day and give little mini prizes or such for those mini challenges. Think outside the box, like just be creative. It's so easy to get redundant and to just freaking copy and paste from every known template that there is to man within your group. But think outside the box. Share something that you are inspired by that day, or share something that you really got, something spoke to you in your personal development that morning. Share that. Or if you're struggling with, I'm going on vacation and I'm really like freaking out about it and I just don't even know like what I'm going to do, share that as your daily post and talk about how you're going to work through it. Because if you're thinking it, someone else is thinking it too. Katie Hefner says it perfectly. She says before she posts anything, she just asks if it's going to help her customer kick butt at life. And if it's going to help them kick butt, chances are they need to hear it. So if you're going through something or you think something is mundane or redundant or, too simple or something, if it's going to help them rock at life, like then you need to post it. You need to share it. Girl talk. So my groups are all women. So why don't we talk about things like other than health and fitness sometimes? Why don't we talk about maybe the detox water that you drink in the morning, or you can talk about girls' night out and how you stay healthy with that, or you can talk about your favorite movies. Like get to know these people beyond the challenge group and really engage with them in their everyday life, because honestly, you guys, we're like not the norm, the people that really enjoy health and fitness and living a healthier lifestyle and, living naturally and things. That's amazing. And there are going to be people out there that connect with that, but also bring other things into it, because maybe there's people that are just like you in other ways of your life that aren't health and fitness related that will connect with you on a different level. Like maybe you listen to the same music, or maybe your morning routine looks the same and you guys could really vibe with that. So talk about things other than health and fitness sometimes. It might help bring some engagement in your group. Again, learn about them. We are starting coffee and conversations I do on Saturday mornings now. I got the idea from Crystal, of course, and me and my coaches do them, and so we're going to do one with our challengers. And so this is a time where we might not even talk about health and fitness. If it comes up, it comes up, but this is just us connecting and me getting to know about them and their lives and connecting with them on a friend level, because that's where you're going to find those lifers, those people who just get you. And when you see them in real life, it's like no time has passed because you're just like best friends in this group. So learn more about them, ask about their family, ask about their job, ask about their day-to-day, and really get to know what makes them tick. Random prizes and giveaways. I don't know, maybe someone has been killing it, so you decide to recognize them and send them a shaker bottle with some Energize samples. Or maybe you have an extra team t-shirt and you do like a random prize one day of like whoever posts the most today gets a t-shirt or something. Just little things. You all know how awesome it is to win, even when it's like a freaking pen. Like I won, like the cookbook I was telling you about when I was in my first challenge group. I didn't even know what it was. And I was just like, I just want that freaking cookbook so I can be recognized for winning the freaking cookbook. So do little things like that. You could do, like I said, wine nights or coffee talks where you just hang out. You don't even talk about anything super serious, and you just do it like it would be a girls' night everywhere else, or like you're reconnecting with an old friend. Just leave that door open and give them that option. Is everyone going to show up? No, but at least they know that like, oh, she does these fun things every now and again where we all just kind of hang out and talk, and that might really vibe with them and really relate with them, and they're going to love that, and it's going to help you connect beyond the challenge group. Switch it up, change your template, throw the template out, and just post from your heart every single day. It's so easy, especially when you have repeat challengers, to just copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and paste. And they're so disengaged because they're like, I've only answered the same question about what my favorite restaurant to eat at is like 1,000 times. And I get it. Sometimes you're going to have people who are new, so you need to also share those things, but switch it up and make it new and make it fun. And just that's going to help keep them engaged. You could do a Q&A Zoom during prep week, like they talked about on the Dynasties Surge. You could talk about, what's everyone's struggles or what's everyone excited about this week, and just really, again, connecting with them outside the group. You could do a weekly challenger spotlight. Jess is awesome at these, and she just highlights someone from her group who's killing it. It's a great segue into coaching. It's a great way to empower them. And who doesn't love to be recognized? Of course, with these, make sure that you do check with them first and get their permission to post, because some people are uncomfortable with that. But if they say go for it, because it's going to be awesome. And it's also going to show what a great coach you are and someone actually getting results and actually seeing this thing through. You could have a Google file. So have a Google file with all of your documents and tips and tricks and things and the best snack ideas and the best meal plans, and have a place that's known and predictable for your challengers to go if they want extra help or extra resources. And this is also going to help cut down on your messages, because you can just refer them to this file. Do a drawing where you maybe, for everyone that participated that week, you could do a drawing on your Zoom call and give them something for free. So again, another free random giveaway. Or you could also, if you have the time and the ability to do this, you could offer just whoever's the most engaged this week is going to go in a drawing and win a Zoom call with you. Maybe it's like a 20-minute power Zoom, and you just talk with that person one-on-one and you give them your undivided attention. And then the people that want that are going to start showing up, and you can do that more often. I know that Crystal's team did once where they had people like with their challenge group purchase, rather than give them something that costs money, they just gave them a 30-minute like grocery shopping Zoom call where they just helped talk the person through their grocery trip and their grocery list and help them put something together. And that was their free gift with purchase, with purchasing a challenge pack. So that was kind of fun. And again, weekly email check-ins. I have a template that I use, and I switch it up to the same people, so it's not the same thing every time, but I send an email before they start. I send an email if I haven't heard from them back with their challenge or app, like their form that I have them fill out on Wufoo. I send an email of week 1, week 2, and week 3, and then when we're done. And I just am always trying to engage with them. Most people don't email me back, so don't think it's going to be super overwhelming unless you have a rockstar group. Then I apologize in advance for all the emails. But honestly, like for me, it showed me who those rock stars were, and it showed me who those people were who were in it to win it and who are my lifers, and it helped me connect with them even more. So I swear I'm almost done, you guys. I can talk for a long time. So, okay. Turn every Success Club point into a success story. This is how they ended our summit presentation, and it was amazing. And it got us all in tears because Success Club points can be super overwhelming, right? We're like, oh, Success Club, Success Club, Success Club. I have to sell a challenge pack. I have to do this. But your job with Success Club points is to turn those into a success story. You know, if you're going to commit to hitting SC50, you better know that you're going to have at least 25 transformations come out of that. And you have to know that those points, it's up to you to help turn those into a transformation and to turn those into a result and to turn those into someone possibly winning the Beachbody Challenge and getting recognized at Summit. And you had a part of that. Our job as coaches, you guys, our business will rise and it will fall on the lives that we change. The lives matter. And it's so easy to get caught up in the number, to just, it's 10:30 p.m. on, that last day of the month, and you're like, I just need a last Success Club point. Don't think of it that way. Think of whose life you're going to change. Before I even get on my computer every day, I ask myself, who am I going to serve today and how? How can I help people? Even if I get nothing in return, I don't expect anything in return. I'm giving to give, not giving to get. And your life is going to be transformed in that way. So every single Success Club point I see, I know that I have to be that much more committed to getting them a transformation. So it's a powerful, empowering thing, but you have to show up for them. And so I'm going to give you some tips on that, and then I promise we'll be done. Okay, tip number 1, cast the vision of them submitting their results. So one of the first things that I say to people is I'm like, oh my gosh, Mary, I cannot freaking wait to celebrate you after week 1, and you've reached this goal, and I can't wait to see what you're going to look like in your wedding dress. And then later I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, I can't wait to see what your friends are going to say when they see you. You're going to look so amazing. And I'm casting that vision for them because they don't see it. For me, when I started my first challenge group, I had about 45 pounds to lose, and I was like, I can't even see past my own 2 feet. Like every time I've tried, I lose 5 pounds, I gain 8. I lose 2, I gain 4. Like, it's just a back and forth thing. So, and that's how it is for a lot of our people. So we have to be the one that's casting that vision for them, that's breathing that belief into them before they even see it. And I'm setting that storyline for them, and they're going to start to think like, oh my gosh, maybe she's right. What if I did rock that wedding dress? This might be really cool. So make sure that you're casting that vision for them. Do they know what the Beachbody Challenge is? I'm really guilty of this. I never have really talked about the Beachbody Challenge, but like, the Beachbody Challenge is our job. Like, our job is literally to get people results so that they can get their money back, first of all. And second of all, so that they can have that transformation and become empowered and become that Beachbody advocate and that lifer, and to pay that forward and therefore change the world, you guys. This world is hurting. This world needs us. This world is more obese than not. And we haven't even touched the surface yet. Like, you are supposed to be there to cast that vision for them so that they can cast the vision for other people. And that starts with them just getting results and sharing them. And that starts in your challenge group. So make sure you're sharing that. Number 2, share similar success stories. The exact same thing with the Beachbody Challenge. Make sure you're showing them. In our 21-day Smart Start group we have right now for our new coaches, we're also implementing this. Every Friday, we just share a success story of a top coach that we really admire. So Lindsay and Brittany and Jess and Chelsea Pearson and all these people who have gone before us and paved the way and fought through the obstacles and fought through the same crap that maybe we're going to have to go through too. We're sharing those similar stories so that they're going to relate to that, because that's what I related to. I didn't think I could do anything with this business, but then I watched Jess do it, and I watched Lindsay do it, and I watched Lindsay Matway do it, and I watched these people do it before me, and I'm like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? And they're showing you that it's possible. And so it starts with those success stories in your challenge groups. If someone tells me, gosh, girl, I just can't get out of bed in the morning, I've got 2 kids, and I have so much going on, I can share a similar success story from another challenger of mine. Say, listen, my challenger Heather had that same exact thing, and here's what she's been able to do. And I share the before and after, and I share what's going on, and I make it a big deal, and I show them you can do it. And that goes into my next point, into instilling belief in their potential. You're telling them that you can do this. I believe in you. And on those days you don't believe in you, I'm going to believe in you double time. And I'm going to be there for you. And I'm going to make sure that this happens for you, but you have to show up on your end. I will do everything that I can if you will meet me halfway and you will start to believe in the potential that you do have. Belief is the most inexpensive investment that you can make in other people, in your business. And so just get up in the morning and be like, who can I believe in today? And go out there and share that with them. And that starts with your challengers, and you just instilling that belief in their potential and that belief in their purpose and why they're going to be able to make this happen and how they're going to be able to make it happen. And just believe in them for them, because most of the time they don't believe in themselves yet. And that's where we come in. Number 4, empower them. Do not enable them. And I am so guilty of this with my coaches, with my challengers, with anyone. I am so guilty of hand-holding, because in my mind, that makes me feel like a good coach, right? Like, I'm there all the time, and they can expect, and they can know where to find me, and it's going to be good, and I'm going to answer all their questions, and they're going to tell their friends about me, and it's going to be awesome. But you guys, that's enabling them. I need to empower them. I need to teach them how to find the answers and how to be that person that can accomplish those goals so that they can go forward and pay that forward to other people. So empower them. Do not enable them. You are just hurting them by doing that. You need to teach them how to stand on their own and how to do this and how to get the results. And that's what's going to also find you those rock star coaches who are then going to pay that forward. Number 5, connect beyond the group. So to turn that Success Club point into a success story, you have to know who they are. Allie Upham explained it perfectly. She says, these people are my family. This community is my family. They are my blood, and I love them so much. They're stuck with me forever, so I better know every freaking thing about them, their past, their family, their struggles, their triumphs, their whatever they're going through, their future, their heart. You need to know them, know what makes them tick. And it takes time. I'm not saying you have to go out and do all this right now and send out this long, like 50-question questionnaire and get to memorizing it. That's not what it's about. It's just about finding ways and giving them ways to connect with you beyond the group. If they're local, make time to have like a coffee and workout date, maybe once every couple months if you're crazy busy. Do phone calls every now and again. Allie was talking about she does a phone call with each challenger before they even start. And again, I get that that's not realistic for everyone. I'm not telling you that what works for one person will work for another, but find ways. For us, we do Zoom calls, we do group Zooms, and it's a great way to be able to connect with the people beyond the group. And that's what's going to find, again, those lifers, those people who are in it to win it with you. So something that I just want to kind of end with a couple of quotes is everybody wants loyalty, consistency, and somebody who won't quit. But everybody forgets that to get that person, you have to be that person. You have to be that person first, you guys. It's the same with our coaching business as it is with our challenge groups, it is with recruiting. You might want a rock star and you're sitting there and you're wondering, why is it not happening for me? Why do I not attract rock stars? Or why do my challengers quit more than they show up? And maybe it starts with you needing to be that person first, and you needing to say, I'm going to be that loyal person, I'm going to be that consistent person, and I'm going to be that one that will never quit. And when you're embodying that and you're showing that and you're being that, you're going to attract that into your business. So here's how I want you to take action. Again, take things as you want. Like, don't feel like you have to go overhaul everything. I know when I left Summit and these other trainings that we went to, I was just like I don't even know where to start. It's overwhelming. I'm just going to bury it and think about it later. Just think about what your pain point is. What is it that is that thing that's like most painful in your challenge groups right now? What is one thing that like made your heart skip a beat maybe when you heard that idea, or maybe like a light bulb went off when you heard something? Take that thing and go implement that, become awesome at that, and then you can start to implement other things as you go along. The first thing I want you to do is recommit to being your best challenger. Be the one that everyone wishes was in their challenge group. That's what I try to think about. Like, who do I want in my challenge groups? I have to be that person first. Number 2, schedule time to self-reflect. Think about how you could be better, how you could change things, what you want to implement to get where you want to go, or to get that challenge group that is everyone is so envious of. You know, not all of our challenge groups are going to be perfect. I mean, I can almost guarantee every coach in this business still has a dud every now and again, and that's okay. But if you're giving your all to your challenge groups and you are believing in them so much and you're doing the best that you can, that's all that you can do. And then the rest is going to figure itself out. Number 3, overcome your fears. Stop being afraid of offending someone or being too direct with someone who keeps going MIA on you, or stop being afraid to connect with them deeper than just like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds, because that's a great goal. I mean, that was my goal when I started. Like, I just really want to lose 10 pounds. And it reminds me of Mean Girls when she's like, oh yeah, I really want to lose 3 pounds. And she's drinking the cranberry cocktail. But that's besides the point. Overcome your fear. Like, dig deeper with them. If they say I want to lose 10 pounds, ask them right back, what's that going to mean to you? What is that going to mean to you when you lose those 10 pounds? And I'll tell you, I've had people that walk away from me because I try to get too deep into their why, or when they're sharing their goals and they just say like, oh, I like really want to fit in this pair of pants. And I'm like, that's amazing. And you're totally going to do that. I can help you get there. But can you paint a picture for me? Like, what's it going to look like when you get there? And some people go MIA after that. Maybe I'm too deep for them. I don't know. But I want to work with people who are ready to do this. I'm not just signing people up to get crazy Success Club points. I admire people that get crazy points, but I just want 5. I just want 5 points. I want 3 people that I can focus and give my all to and give my best to in my every month. Every month that I'm taking on new people, I want to be able to devote my time to these people and help them get their success story. So overcome your fears and just take action. So I want to ask you, how many transformations are you going to help make happen by next summit? This is how they ended their training, and it was incredible. We all cried. We all shouted out these crazy numbers, and we wrote them down in our notebooks, and we got really emotional about it, because it's so different to say like, how many Success Club points do you want this month? Like, and that's a great goal to have. Do not get me wrong. Like, Success Club is our job. We need to hit it. However, like, ask yourself, how many transformations am I going to make make happen this month? Okay. Ask yourself that, and ask yourself by next summit, how many people do I want to have changed their lives? Like, what do I want it to look like? Do I want to make a goal to have someone win the Beachbody Challenge and win that $100,000, cry their eyes out, and change their life forever? Because you have the power to do that. every single one of us does, but we have to commit to the lives that we're changing and commit to those people who are signing up with us, that we're not letting them go anywhere. Like, you're in this with me and I've got your back. I'm going to link arms with you and I'm going to help you change your freaking life, because what we do matters, and it is life-changing, and it's going to change the world one day, one life at a time, but it has to start with us. So that's what I have for you. Let me see if now I can get out of this. Did I do it? Can you see me? Okay, cool.
Holy moly. Low clap. That was phenomenal. I changed pens mid-writing.
Oh, no.
Dude, I love that. Okay, I don't even know how to recap any of that. I will tell you in my second page of notes, I love number 5. Cannot run on fumes. Protect your time and energy. Be aware of your verbiage. Okay, one thing that I have done in my life is, and it's hard, is you check messages AM and PM. You check into groups AM and PM. And even though I see them coming in, I just cannot divert my attention every time a message comes in, or else you'll never get anything done. Olivia, this was phenomenal. That one slide about challenge groups, what to implement, that was life. I mean, you can just live there.
Good.
Super inspiring. I'm like, my to-do list just gained 15,000 things. But seriously, I was thinking a challenge. You guys may already do this. You know, I'm always behind the times. A challenger calendar. Okay, you know how we've done Google Docs all the time, and like you said, it's copy paste, copy paste. Well, 5 years later, you're tired of seeing the same things too. And even though you have like 4 different challenge group guides, you've seen them all, right? Mm-hmm. I don't ever get anxious or happy about going into my Google Doc and extracting information to post in a group. But a new, fresh calendar, I can see you making that with the theme days and having these mini challenges, all things that I think I'm going to implement that and I'll post about it. But then I don't remember. I don't know if you guys are like that, but I'm like, I dropped the ball so many times because I don't have a calendar to remind me. So maybe making up a monthly calendar each month, or it could be the same one for a while because it's new and fresh. You don't have to change it up every month, but just keeping you on track to how to implement all these awesome ideas that you have to where we can give it out to our challengers. I love that. What do you think, girl?
I love that.
Okay, so a calendar. I think I could do that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, that was really, really great. I even want to go back and listen. Actually, if it's okay with you, I'm going to put this call on our DFG training site under Challenge Group Guide.
Okay.
This was awesome.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well, the original too is, and I took things from that and then the Dynasty Surge and whatnot, but Chelsea Pearson and Allie Upham, and I think it's on YouTube even now, but it was like that call and that training or whatever was life-changing, like life-giving. And if you guys want more, I know I did not do them justice. So go listen to it, but it's crazy. Like, and there's so many things we want to implement, but I just have to remember, like, one day at a time, one group at a time, take the things that really spoke to me and connected with me, and then, you know, just kind of do things as we do and try them and fail forward and make it happen. So.
Man, yeah, thank you so much, truly. And like I said, I don't know if you heard me, but I was out there training and you did them justice. They were
thank you.
Phenomenal.
Thank you.
But no, I mean, not to build you up so much, because then you make you be scared one day that you're not going to be able to deliver.
Right.
But
right.
You brought it as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks, guys. I know that was a long call, so.
I know, DFG's not used to that. We appreciate it, though.
Sorry, guys.
No, you had all the viewers still.
Oh, good. Good.
You were captivated. Thank you so much. You know I love you. I appreciate your time always.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, girl.
Bye.
Bye.